We live. Excuse me. Hi everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. It is All-Star Week in the sports betting world. Of course, known as the most down week in the entire season for United States-oriented sports bettors. A lot of people take their only vacations of the entire season this week, but not me, and there's a reason for that. My brain is so fried that vacations don't matter to me, whether I'm sleeping or whatever. You know, if I get a break, it just doesn't matter. So I'm here riding solo all week long, while much of the rest of the sports betting world is on hiatus. Welcome to the Loshak in the Bag show here for a Wednesday, July 18th. We don't have a whole lot of stuff that we can get into for this evening, but we do, of course, have the Open, the British Open, which is going tomorrow, which is always pretty interesting. I think I am going to have a pick for this one, and I did hint at my pick in the morning show. It was Bernard Langer as the top senior. If you look at Bet365, there's just a ton of betting options for the Open Championship. Of course, top Asian, top Dane, top former winner, of course, top 20, top 10, first round leader, everything. And you know, if you have the time to break down all those odds and handicap the important analytics for all these golfers, you can find great value betting all this stuff. I did not have that kind of time, but some people do. And we, in the morning show, we did have a lot of interesting opinions on who is likely to do well here, who's likely to maybe not do well. And of course, this is being played in Scotland, and the course is sort of notorious for being you know, a tough course to play with a lot of fast greens and a lot of crosswinds and stuff like that. So my sense is that in general you want to look for underdogs, but that's just my sense. We'll get into that one in a few seconds. We will also break down the PBA Cup game in Philippines basketball, which does pit the rain or shine Elasto Painters. The rain or shine Elasto Painters as a significant underdog playing game 2, trying to even up the series against crowd favorites Barangay Ginebra. Barangay Ginebra really played effectively and efficiently. Great game plan, great defense in game 1 over the rain or shine Elasto Painters. And we will break down game 2 in one of the segments of this show. And then we're also going to take a look at Mexican baseball. I am going to have a play in Mexican baseball as well. Yeah, I do handicap this stuff. I do handicap this stuff that I look at briefly. And overall, I have a separate category for all my picks that go under the category of other, which did include the Olympics picks that I made with curling, included like the Oscars losing pick that I made. If I ever make any political picks, you know, prop bets, I include it in the other segment, in the other category of all my picks. And you might be wondering, regular viewers know that I'm up in every single sport right now except for NBA, of course. And NBA had a big losing year last year, as I would expect to. But everything else I am a positive in. And in my others category, in my other picks category, I do track those, and we do make a graphic for it, and we can throw that one up, and you will see Larry, Lucrative Larry, throwing up the graphic showing my others record. It is slightly positive. Look at that. 9-7, slightly positive. You know, pretty decent. And I would have had another unit added on to that if I had taken Portland and the under in the 2 units in the NBA Summer League, which I was leaning towards, but didn't have a chance to, didn't have the balls to give. But yeah, we'll break down some Mexican baseball, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit of you know, other stuff about second half baseball. If you want MLB in the second half, although we've talked about that a decent amount in these shows. And then we'll maybe have an extended Q&A segment if there's people watching. If there's no one watching, then we're going to stop the show. If there's a few people watching and no one asks any questions during the Q&A segment, we're going to stop the show. But if there's a few people watching and they do have questions for me, we'll continue. We'll do a whole hour show, and we will have an extended Q&A segment. You can ask, you know, whatever questions you possibly can think of as juvenile or, you know, gross or unrelated to sports betting as you want to ask. If there's no better questions that are being asked at the same time, I will answer those. The extremely juvenile questions, I will answer those. All right, so let's get to some comments here, and then we'll get into the show again tomorrow. Of course, we will, you talk more about MLB. There will be MMA. I'm supposed to be doing my call with Andreas Hale, so we'll start talking about the UFC Fight Night 134 tomorrow and on Friday, and then of course Friday is when the MLB regular season starts up again. So let's see, what else do we have here? What else? Alejandro Blanco says, "Damn Mexican baseball." That's G. It is pretty G, Alejandro Blanco. The other thing is that some players in the Mexican League are actually former guys who played in the majors in the United States. And actually, one of my picks tonight does involve Alex Sanabria, who pitched for the Angels, who was a guy who had some nice outings for the Angels, and he's actually starting tonight for the Tijuana Toros del Tijuana. And I think I might make that an official play. I did bet it. I did, yes, I did bet it. Normal bet size, -1. I did take Tijuana, and we will get into Mexican baseball in a little bit. Let's see. What else do we have here? Gas Station Sushi. Are there any walk-up sports books in Costa Rica? No, there are not. It's actually, sports betting is illegal in Costa Rica, although there are a few places that have special deals, of course, because there's bribery and stuff that goes on. So there are yes, there are like kiosks and stuff in a few places, but in general, the traditional sports book that you're thinking of in Vegas or in other places in the United States now, no, those do not exist as yet in Costa Rica. All right, so let's see. Teddy B says, "Loshak, cash my team parlay in Champions League qualifier this morning. Show me love." Unreal. Teddy B, just unreal. Every time Teddy B makes a great call, we have to show him love. So we've been showing him love like 3 or 4 times a week now for 2 months. Huge shout out to Teddy B, just killing it in all kinds of ways. Regular commenter to the show. Can't express how thankful we are to have Teddy B in here, giving his analysis and opinions and his comments. Huge shout out to Teddy B. Congratulations on one more pick. Alejandro Blanco says, "Are steroids legal in Mexican baseball?" Of course. Are you kidding? Steroids are legal everywhere, baby. It's just illegal to get caught. It's not illegal to use them and not get caught. If you don't get caught, that ain't illegal. Of course steroids are legal in Mexican baseball. Are you kidding me? All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Shout out to Joe Vasconcelos. Shout out to Joe Vasconcelos, who warned me not to bet against Luis Severino in the second half, which I don't disagree with. I just, I run my numbers and I have some numbers that I look at, just basic advanced analytics that give me a general guide for who might be more likely than others to do better than expected in the second half or worse than expected in the second half. And surprisingly to me, Severino's projected numbers for the second half were worse than his first half results. So I, ran my numbers and saw Severino in the category of pitchers who I would normally look into to maybe fade. Although, of course, I don't look to fade pitchers if they're on a team with a great lineup and a great bullpen that can bail them out, which of course is who Severino is, and also Chase Anderson is. But shout out to Joe Vasconcelos. Yes, of course, SBR Sportsbook Review. Trembolone. Yes, SBR Sportsbook Review. Who's posting that? Is that Larry? Yes, hell yeah. 2,000 milligrams a day. All right, I would recommend, I don't know. I would recommend dihydroboldenone. Dihydroboldenone over Trenbolone right now. But we can get into that maybe in the Q&A segment. All right, let's see. Other comments, and then we'll quickly start off with the actual candy capping that we're going to do. Wow. Kobe Valentine. I'm doing my research, and tomorrow we'll have a full list of bet on and fade pitchers for post All-Star break. We'll post it to Twitter. Man, I cannot wait to see that list. I got my list too, Kobe Valentine. Not a hard and fast list. Just I look at the stats. I don't make an actual list where I'm like, all right, these are the guys in this category, these are the guys in that column. But I make a vague list in my head of guys that I'm looking to fade. And once again, maybe we'll talk about that in this show. I'm very, very excited. Looking forward to Kobe Valentine's list of bet on and fade pitchers for post All-Star break. I have Chase Anderson as a guy I'm looking to fade Kobe Valentine, although again, I'm not necessarily too jazzed to fade pitchers who are pitching for teams that I expect to do better in the second half, or not necessarily better, but teams that have decent live lineups and good bullpens, which I think is the case with Chase Anderson. But yeah, I'm very interested to see Kobe Valentine's full list of bet on and fade pitchers for the post All-Star break. We'll have a lot of discussion about MLB second half expectations tomorrow. Definitely, we will will do that. All right, let's see. Gerald Martinez, anybody cap the Major League Soccer game? I'm thinking goals. I did see that Gerald Martinez did not have time to handicap that and just passed on that one. But if you want to make if you want to post a play here in the comments section, we will definitely take note of it. And if it's a casher, please try to remind us tomorrow, because I don't remember all the plays that everyone gives. But very happy to hear what you have to say about the Major League Soccer game. Kobe Valentine already have a list of well over 20 pitchers to bet on and fade second half. Wow, I can't wait to see that list. Bill Butlicker says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, Bill Butlicker. Shout out to Bill Butlicker. Carlos Luter says, Mexican baseball. Oh, my God. Tailing no matter what. All right, Carlos Luters, I'll let you know what I came up with in Mexican baseball. It was a little bit tough to do my research in Mexican baseball, because I'll tell you, and I'm not trying to slag Google here. It's a great company. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of wonderful work at Google. Wonderful company, and I would love to work for them, and I would definitely buy stock in them. But their Spanish translations for Google Translate, at least when it comes to sports translations, are leave a little to be desired. So I'm not 100% sure that the information that I put into Google Translate and then read in English is fully accurate in what they meant to type in Spanish. But I think I got most of it. So I think that I have some one or two edges in tonight's Mexican baseball slate of games. All right. Ayahusha says, Loshak, are you going to trim your mustache tomorrow? I might. You know what? I might. Who the hell knows? Looking like a squirrel now, bro. I look like a squirrel? Ayahusha? Yeah, I notice my hair is also fucking dreading up here, which is okay. I just don't want to look like a non-African American guy with dreads. It's just, I just wanted to stop dreading up so that people won't think I did it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. May less, pay less, wait, cash that NBA under. Yeah, WNBA under. Shout out to all the guys who've been handicapping a WNBA so well and effectively for, for all season pretty much, and especially recently. Just been killing it game in and game out. King Rail, just super impressive. Was on the Liberty when they turned a corner 2 games ago. Was all over the Seattle Storm when they turned their corner, including today's game. Just a beautiful performance by King Rail, handicapping WNBA. It's a pleasure to watch him go. He's like the friggin' Mike Trout of WNBA handicapping. It's just a joy to watch him do his thing. All right, let's see. Anwan Parker says, why not do tennis? I would love to. Just don't have that much time, but I would love to. Eventually, we're hoping to get this show where we can wind up covering pretty much everything in each show. It's just tough because as the hosts, Jimmy and I, of course, can't be handicapping experts on everything as far as giving picks is concerned. We can definitely be experts as far as presenting the events and identifying the key factors. But at least with our approaches, it does take a decent amount of time to feel confident enough in the picks that we give to give them publicly. And as far as I'm concerned, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? I put in a lot of time doing this. My record isn't kick-ass overall, but positive in everything except NBA. That's absolutely true. Positive in everything except NBA. CFL, MMA, MLB, even WNBA. Even with the 3 losses today, I'm still positive in WNBA. Positive in other. So, you can't just, flip a coin and chuck darts and have that happen. You have to put in the work and the time, which is why I don't give tennis picks. So I just don't have the time to do that. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? And then we will get into, let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Lamont Williams, what's up, Pete and fam? Can't wait till Friday so we can get our picks on. Okay, for sure. Let's see. Bill Butlicker. Oh, my God. Eso, sas mi idolo. Why? Por favor, nunca olvides que I love you too, cuckoo. Okay, thanks. Thanks for that comment, Bill Butler. No idea what the hell that means, but I definitely acknowledged it and read it. All right, let's see. Yes, Noah Lastark. Shout out to King Rail and Native Queen on WNBA picks. Feels good to be on the right side of the games with them. Yes, people who have been listening to us touting here Native Queen and King Rail and then being like, who are these guys? And then checking them out on Twitter and then observing what they do have definitely noticed that they are actually the real deal when it comes to it. All right, let's see. Randy Lockhart likes, let me see. Randy Lockhart likes Minnesota United against New England Revolution over 2.75. Okay, odds minus 167 at Pinnacle. Sounds good. All right, let's see. Other comments here. Ayahusha says, Loshak, any SB picks? I'm sure some books have odds on who will win the award tonight. They do. And absolutely, I just, again, didn't have time to look into that one either. All right, so let's get into it. Let's jump into it. Let's see. Let's jump in. Yeah, and here Tom Marino says, I think the teams with the deepest farm systems like San Diego, White Sox will be interesting to watch if they call people up second half. Yes, we'll talk about that later. But yes, the White Sox have some guys in the minors who are looking promising. So does Milwaukee. So does Cleveland and San Diego. I wasn't aware of who San Diego might be calling up, but Tom Marino obviously has done research into this and says San Diego has a deep farm system as well. All right, let's see. Lamont Williams says, Peter, I miss my man Jimmy the Bag. When's he coming back? I think Monday. I think he's going to be back Monday, fresh and raring to go, and it'll be a great thing to have him back on Monday, absolutely, for the second half of the MLB season. All right, okay, yeah, right. So Michael Lunday says, Pete, I didn't know sports betting wasn't legal there in Costa Rica. Jimmy mentions going to the bet box sometimes. So what is that? I thought that was a sports book. It is. It's a kiosk. Yes, it is. Sports betting is technically not legal here in Costa Rica, except, of course, some people make their own special sweetheart deals, which is what happens when you have legalized bribery, which you have everywhere, including the United States, and they definitely have it here. And yeah, so some places are able to bribe their way into having sports betting on their premises, but officially it's illegal here, and officially actually. Forever, you are not allowed to open an account in a Costa Rica sports book from Costa Rica as a Costa Rican citizen or with a Costa Rican address. But yes, there are some kiosks around the country now, and that is what Jimmy is referring to. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in. Marco Lou says, I have a couple of personal questions for you, Pete. All right, I'm an open book. We can answer those personal questions, sure. All right, so let's get into it. Golf, the British Open goes tonight. It goes tomorrow morning, and I will make an official pick here. This will go on my. I don't have a golf spreadsheet, so of picks, so I just will put this in the other category, and that will be Bernhard Langer. Bernhard Langer as top senior, minus 200 right now at Bet365. Bernhard Langer, top senior. The others are just Lehman at plus 350, Calcavecchia at plus 700, Sandy Lyle at 1400, Todd Hamilton at 1600. Of course, any of those guys could do it, but my sense is that Langer is just he's been playing well. I don't see any of well enough relative to these guys to warrant a line like this, and I'm going to make this an official pick. Langer, top senior at Bet365 in the Open Championship at minus 200. All he has to beat is those guys, and that's a casher. And I did bet that one, and I am definitely going to take that one as an official pick, minus 200. If he loses, I'll lose 2 units, which is not great, but I think it is definitely worth a shot. As far as, all the top guys, to make the cut, top 5, top 20, all those odds, there's a ton of opinions that everyone has. It's obviously a huge field. How will Tiger Woods do? That's certainly interesting. I've looked at this, and it's certainly, interesting to think about, but I definitely don't feel like I have an edge on anything that will make me want to actually bet it. And so if I'm not going to bet it, then I'm definitely not going to give it out, because the picks that I give out, I definitely bet, and then my leans I usually bet as well. I will never give out a pick that I haven't bet myself. So yeah, it's looking like a pretty wide open championship. Again, Dustin Johnson favorite, but just by a small margin. In general, this is considered a very unpredictable major, the wildest, most unpredictable major of the PGA season. Anything can happen. Some guys do not have a good history here, like for instance Bubba Watson. So some people bet into that. They think that the Bubba Watson and others like him are just don't do well at this in this tournament. That might be an angle that has value. Some guys start off fast and then tend to fade late. Stenson is one of those guys, right? Henrik Stenson is a guy who tends to start fast, and I saw some people saying that Stenson to lead after the opening round might be worth a shot. Let me see what that would be. First round leader here at Bet365. Obviously, the small favorite is Dustin Johnson at plus 2,200, but a whole bunch of massive underdogs here, and if you can find a small edge on any of these, it might be worth a flyer. Brandt Snedeker plus 8,000, and let's see, Leishman. People were saying that Leishman might be even a good value play to win the whole thing. He's plus 5,000 to win, to be the first round leader. So that's 50 to 1. You know, maybe Leishman has some value there at 50 to 1 as the first round leader. Let's see other coming here. Some people were suggesting that Zach Johnson might have some value as a long shot, as a big underdog. Zach Johnson 66 to 1 as the first round leader, plus 6,600. That could be worth a shot, right? Zach Johnson. People have been suggesting that Zach Johnson, Mark Leishman might have some value as big long shots. Let's see, Tiger Woods. There you go. Stenson is now only 40 to 1 first round leader. He is 40 to 1 plus 4,000 at Bet365 right now for the first round leader. So those are some things to think about. But as far as the top 10 guys, Dustin Johnson, Rahm, McIlroy, Spieth, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Justin Rose, all those guys, Fleetwood, Jason Day. I just don't feel like I have a good enough edge to figure out which of these guys in this spot might be over or undervalued. But I'm sure some people do have solid reasons for thinking that various guys might have an edge or be overvalued and overrated in these spots. Let's see any comments coming in. Let me see. Carmelita Anderson says, Peter, which other people giving picks on SBR should I follow and which should I not follow? I don't really know. I don't really have time to follow the other people on SBR. Although Natalie Rydstrom says that all the guys who are giving tennis tips are doing very, very well. So I guess based on what Natalie has told me, follow the guys giving tennis tips. They seem to be doing very well, and I know that people who immerse themselves in tennis can have a big edge. So that would be my first thought on that. Other than that, I don't know. I don't follow. I don't have enough time. I have to prepare for my own shows here, so I don't really have enough time to follow and track the other people at SBR. But definitely check out Natalie Rydstrom's tennis videos. I think that might be a place where you could find somewhat reliable, positive EV tips. All right, let's see. Michael Lunday says, I love that golf pick, Pete. I was just looking at that very play because I thought it was a small group to have to come out on top of. I'm on it with you. Yes, Michael Lunday. I mean, one of the things that is tough about handicapping big tournaments like these is there's just so much data and information to process. You got 10, 15, 20, 50 guys who are all, pretty good, close to each other in their talent abilities, and it can be a little bit tough to suss out where the value might lie, which is why if there's one particular golfer who I think might do particularly well or poorly, I like to look to matchup props, or why I like to look to small pools like the one that I just mentioned, Bernhard Langer minus 200. But yes, so there can be a lot of value found in golf tournaments. It's just you have to have the time to break it all down, and you have to know what to look for. But if that's the case, if you have the time and you have the you know what to look for, the experience to know what to look for, there can definitely be big value in these. And I have done this in the past. It's just I haven't had time to break it all down this year. Jason Campbell with an official pick. Let's see. British Open, Phil Mickelson, top 20 at 350. So that would be plus 250. That would be 2.5 to 1. Phil Mickelson, top 20. I do like to bet top 20s, top 10s, stuff like that. And I have heard some suggestions that Mickelson might be a little bit undervalued in this spot as well. Previous 2 times runner-up and has a great history here. Let me bring up the top 20s right now. Hold on here. Let me see a top 20 finish. Mickelson. Where is Mickelson? Yes. Plus 250, 2.5 to 1 on Mickelson to finish in the top 20, and of course ties count. So if they tie for 20th, you do get a win on that one. So that might be not a bad play. Not a bad play. Jason Campbell, shout out to Jason Campbell saying Phil Mickelson. I'm gonna note that down. Jason Campbell likes Mickelson. Mickelson top 20 at plus 250. Jason Campbell. Let's see what else do we have here. Other comments coming in. Let me see. Underdog Rui says, Pete, you got a chance to cap the Philippine basketball game? I did. The problem is that I'm not sure if there's an edge. We will talk about it. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Jace Gum says, I'm on Justin Rose, Molinari, Paul Casey, and Ricky Fowler to win. I also bet Fowler top 10 at plus 175. A lot of debates on Ricky Fowler in the morning show. I do remember Fowler at top 10. Let me see what that is. Is right now at Bet365. Yes, Fowler still at plus 175. I'll write that one down. Jace Gum likes Fowler top 10 at plus 175. Fowler, top 10 at 175. It can be very, very tempting to take a lot of these top guys at underdog lines just to finish top 10. Rory McIlroy, plus 150. Rose, 150. Jordan Spieth at plus 200. Man, Joe Rahm at plus 200. Someone was suggesting in the morning show that Joe Rahm might be a little bit undervalued in this tournament. Maybe Rahm top 10 at 2-1 at Bet365 might have some value. Let's see some other comments coming in. Let me see. Let me see. Other comments here coming in. Wow, Andy Rockhart says, I have a golf system cashing at 80%. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Okay, people are talking about, wow, did BMOC go tout? Did BMOC go tout? That's interesting. People are saying BMOC went tout. All right, I don't have anything against people going tout. I should go tout. You know what I'm saying? Except I'll go tout the other way. I will pay people to bet my bets. I will pay them. They won't pay me. Gary Avery says Fowler is a wicked good bet. Wow. Noah Lastark says Fowler plays conservative and could be in contention on Sunday. So Gary Avery, you think Fowler's a wicked good bet to win or to make top 10 or top 20 or whatever? Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Dom Ricci says the weather is going to be an issue. The guys teeing off early tomorrow and late Sunday have the advantage. Phil tees off at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, that was in earlier in another tournament earlier this year. Someone suggested that certain guys teeing off at a certain time had a big advantage in the opening round, and those picks proved to be dead on. Dom Ricci says the weather's going to be an issue. The guys teeing off early and late have the advantage. Phil tees off at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Wow, Phil Mickelson, he's just so inconsistent though. So inconsistent, can melt down at any time. But you might be right. Phil Mickelson might have a nice little edge there on all of his wow. Amazing. Okay, let me see. Other comments here, other comments coming in. Let's see. Dom Ricci says, I like Fleetwood over Montanaro and Phil Rose. Hold on one second. Let me see. Fleetwood, what is that? That is a matchup prop there. Let me see. I'm not going to check the odds for that one, but yeah. All right, let's see. Gary Avery likes top 10, Pete. Okay. Gary Avery also liking Fowler, top 10, and Jace Gum. Wow, that might be the official comments section pick of the day. Fowler, top 10 at plus 175. Gary Avery really likes it, and so does Jace Gum. That's not an accident. These guys obviously are looking for certain things that they think confer value, and they're seeing them, and they're agreeing. Dom Ricci says Phil might have something to prove. I'm thinking Ricky Fowler, top 10, might be a nice play. Man. And there you go. Hardstyle Kid says Fowler is super overrated. Yes, there were opinions on that in the morning show as well. Yes. All right. Well, I think that's about it. I think we've gotten all the British Open opinions that we're going to get here. Again, I have decided to go with one pick, absolutely free, not as a tout. Bernard Langer, minus 200 to win the seniors group. Just 5 guys in it, and I think that Langer has a big edge. Bernard Langer to win the seniors group, minus 200. Jason Campbell likes Phil Mickelson, top 20 at plus 250, and Dom Ricci seems to be supporting that as well. And Gary Avery and Jace Gum both liking Ricky Fowler, top 10 at plus 175. All right, okay. Jason Campbell says golf very similar to tennis. Yes, of course, because it's also an individual game, not a team game, but he says players have their courses, as do tennis players have their surfaces. Phil's done well here in the past. 1 win, 2 runners up, plus 250 for a top 20 for a former winner. Great analysis, Jason Campbell. Thank you so much for all that, Jason Campbell. Yes, and I also know that Bubba Watson has particularly not done well here. So maybe you want to look to fade him, maybe in some matchup props. That might be a worth a shot as well. Kobe Valentine says Fowler always a safe bet. All right. So Fowler's always a safe bet according to Kobe Valentine. Fowler's super overrated according to Hardstyle Kid. But Hardstyle Kid also identifying Tony Vina at 80-1 as a possible play with value. Bill Butlicker saying no love for Sergio or Southgate. I mean, I'm sure there's many people who have love for literally every single person in contention in this competition. That's why in this tournament. That's why these golf tournaments can be so difficult and confusing and overwhelming at times. But I think we have identified a few plays with at least a little bit of value. I'm trusting Jason Campbell. I'm trusting Jason Campbell on this one. I'm not going to. You know what? I will do that. I'll throw that one on there myself. I'm adding it. That's an official tail. That's an official tale of Jason Campbell. That's how much I believe in this guy's analysis. I'm going to throw that one on there. Mickelson, top 20, plus 250. I did it. That's an official play. Mickelson, top 20, plus 250. Fowler, I'm not going to tail that one, but I definitely, I'm leaning towards tailing that one. That's an official tail. Jason Campbell and Dom Ricci giving analysis that makes me think that would be an official play. That would be a nice little play. And I did read some other analysis that suggested sort of the same things. All right, there you go. Phil Mickelson, top 20, plus 250. That's an official play. That is an absolute blind tail of Jason Campbell and Dom Ricci and some other stuff that I read earlier today. There you go. There you go. Let me see. Other comments coming in. Let me see. Jason Campbell says, also mentally, Pete, once you walk onto a course you've done well on in the past, you just feel more comfortable. Bubba probably having nightmares this week. Yes, obviously there's a huge mental factor when it comes to golf, and that's why Phil Mickelson makes me nervous, because he's prone to blow-ups, meltdowns, all those things. But maybe he's in a good spot here, and this is the kind of spot where you want to take him as a bit of an underdog to be mentally okay. And yeah, I guess if he is mentally okay, he should be good enough to finish top 20. Very nice. Very nice, Jason Campbell. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Comments coming in. Rostradamus. Phil's got his low 1-iron in his bag. Gonna roll the links. Rostradamus also liking Phil Mickelson. Interesting. I've added that. That's an official play. Plus 250 to finish top 20. All right, that's it for the open previews. Now let's get into Philippines basketball. Yep, here you go again. Tom Marino said. Tom Marino also saying Mickelson was so horrible at the U.S. Open. I think he'll bounce back here, and he has a good history here. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Now let's move on to Philippines basketball. This goes actually tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern time. The rain or shine Elasto Painters against the Barangay Ginebra. The situation with this game is they are playing a best-of-5 series. It is in the tournament, and Barangay Ginebra won the first game pretty handily, and the rain or shine Elasto Painters are the top seed in this tournament, but Barangay Ginebra is on a real roll right now. They're also the hometown favorites, and they also have a coach who is the acknowledged best tactician in the entire league. Who does that remind you of? Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs, right? Bill Belichick, New England Patriots. I don't like to bet against coaches who are considered to be master tacticians in big tournaments like these. I like to bet against them, as big favorites in meaningless games in the regular season, or in certain stretches where maybe they're not going to pull out all the stops to do as well as they can. But in a tournament like this, I was initially thinking that the rain or shine Elasto Painters at +6 might be worth the play. Then I looked into it a little bit more though, and the Barangay Ginebra have this coach Tim Cohn. I've been reading in English, not using Google Translate, that he is the acknowledged best tactician in the entire league as far as in-game coaching is concerned, and that absolutely happened in Game 1. They were able to shut down the rain or shine Elasto Painters' effectiveness inside. The other thing that concerns me is that the big star for the rain or shine Elasto Painters is an aging superstar, and I'm just a little bit concerned that he might not quite have it. Now, he has been playing well recently. My lean was definitely going to be to take the rain or shine Elasto Painters. They rebounded well in the last game. They got significantly outshot from 2-point range, but not from 3-point range. From 3-point range, it was about even, but they did get significantly outshot from 2-point range. And, they've had a bunch of days to make some adjustments here. And in the first game, Ginebra extended out to a big lead. And then the rain or shine Elasto Painters were able to close it late. They came within 4 points, and then Ginebra ran away with it at the end. It also makes me nervous that Ginebra is repeatedly called the crowd favorite here. Now, I have never watched a Philippine basketball game. I've never attended one in my life, but I trust what I'm reading. I don't think it's fake news. I think they really are the crowd favorites, and that's not a great sign. Still, 6 points is kind of a lot. And I am definitely leaning the rain or shine Elasto Painters +6 -115 anyway. Let's see if we have any educated, informed handicapping comments coming in from the comment section. Let's see. Underdog Ruiz says, you seen the line, Pete? My book's not. He says, never mind, you answer it. Underdog Ruiz says, yes, Pete, and sprinkle some on the money line. And you sprinkle some on the money line. Okay. I think that might be worth a shot. I'm just, probably Ginebra pulls it out, but the rain or shine Elasto Painters are going to make their adjustments and hopefully have some answers for barren guy Ginebra. Bet365 also has first half lines. Wouldn't be surprised if on the first half they're worth a play as well. If their adjustments for the first half work, and then Coach Cohn makes second half adjustments, and once again Ginebra pulls away with it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually double up on this one. I am going to double up on this one. Let me find Bet365. We have rain or shine Elasto Painters. First half +3.5 -120, and we have them on the full. That's at Bet365, and we have them at Pinnacle +6 -115, and I think that's a decent play. I'm going to add both of those. The Elasto Painters, first half +3.5 -120, and full game +6 -115. Those are two official plays that will go into my others category. I've realized that I got to start going with a lot of my leans here because I had a rough patch in baseball where I hemorrhaged units, but then I started to turn things around, and then it was the old situation where I was gun shy and given some plays that weren't so great as my top plays, but then a bunch of my leans started to cash. So I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I'm going to start putting a bunch of my leans out. I'm going to start trusting my leans a little bit more, and I'm going to double up right now. Rain or shine Elasto Painters. First half +3.5 -120. Full game +6 -115. Not sure about the total though. Not sure about the total. The total looks pretty dead on to me. I did do some quick numbers crunching on the shooting stats that I found from box scores, and the total looks pretty dead on. I would have a slight lean to the over at 192.5, but Ginebra is known for being a strong defensive-oriented team, and even though they played a strong defense game last time, it went right at this number. So I think the total's dead on, and it's going to be a pass for me. But I am riding with the rain or shine Elasto Painters tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And oh no. Gary Avery says, Pete, don't do it. Why not? Gary Avery, did you break this game down? You like Ginebra? He might. Gary Avery, Ginebra's a tough team. They're a tough team from what I've read. And they're the kind of team that a defense-oriented team with a coach who's known as a great tactician. That's the kind of team I don't like to bet against. That's the kind of team that has San Antonio Spurs written all over them. But all right, okay. All right, let's see. Underdog Ruiz says, rain or shine averaging over 100 points in this tournament. Just a bad game for rain or shine. Yes. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking as well, Underdog Ruiz, except that Ginebra is definitely streaking now. They appear to have turned a corner about 8 games ago, and again, they have this coach that figured out a way to shut them down offensively on the inside. And I'm just concerned that once again they might be able to do the same thing here. But yes, it is like any other basketball tournament. Adjustments are made, and usually, oftentimes, a team that has some backclass to them that loses game 1 can often make great adjustments in game 2. So I'm taking the Elasto Painters, rain or shine. First half +3.5 and full game +6. All right, Tom Reno says, I think there's good value on WNBA tomorrow. We'll capping WNBA after my horrible picks in this morning's tweet. I'm still up in WNBA, but only 1 unit. I'm now only up 1 unit overall on the year in a WNBA, and I'm resolved to getting back up to about 10 units in the next bunch of days, and I'm very happy that we'll have so many analysts who are just so good at WNBA in the comment section in upcoming days. All right, so Tom Reno says, Ace is still getting no respect. Yes, where else did we see this year? In hockey, right? Las Vegas didn't get any respect in hockey, and now the Aces still, it might just be a long time. It might be, a season or two before the Aces start to get respect, market respect that they deserve. I agree with you. All right, so let's see. Other comments here. Gary Avery says, stay off that junk. I'm on it. I'm already on it. You know what I'm saying, Gary Avery? I'm already on that junk. It's like telling someone who just did heroin for the first time, get that shit out of your system. Well, they already injected it. It's already in. I'm not saying I'm going to bet the Philippines basketball game again in my life, but I did bet this one. All right, let's see. I'm looking for comments here, and then we will move on. All right, that's it. Now let's move on to Mexican baseball. I did have a fun time handicapping Mexican baseball today, and I did make a few bets. Let me just refresh the lines here, and I'll let you know what I found in Mexican baseball. Again, I was handicapping these games. Turns out that the starting pitcher tonight for the Toreros de Tijuana is Alex Sanabria. We remember him from the major leagues. He pitched for the Angels, and he's pitching very well for the Toros de Tijuana tonight. Now they're going up against the Pericos de Puebla. The Pericos de Puebla, the cocaine of the Puebla. The Puebla means home, right? Puebla means little home. Yeah, right. I knew that. So they're going up against the home cocaine, and they're playing the Toros de Tijuana. And I actually bet the Toros de Tijuana at -1. And I think that's a decent play. It's interesting that Heritage has much better odds than Pinnacle on Mexican baseball. Pinnacle is obviously very, very scared of Mexican baseball action. They have 40-cent lines on Mexican baseball, and that's right around in the -140 range. The Toros de Tijuana are -218 at Pinnacle, and the Pericos de Puebla are +160 at Pinnacle. Heritage has much better lines when it comes to Mexican baseball. So I made my bets here, and I am going to make an official pick here. Also, we'll go this is not going to go on my MLB record. This will go into my other category, and that will be the Toros de Tijuana. Toros de Tijuana. The best money line will be -210 at Heritage, and the best run line will be +104 at Heritage as well. So there we go. Toros de Tijuana. Money line -210. Run line +105, and that is an official pick. Alex Sanabria starting tonight for the Toros de Tijuana, and I think that's a decent play. All right, so some other games that I did look at. What else is interesting here? The Rieleros de Aguascalientes are an interesting home dog. I thought they might have some value as a home dog against Leones de Yucatan, and that line has now gotten bet down. They're actually now not an underdog anymore. They're right at -104 at Pinnacle, and at Heritage they are +105 at Heritage. This is just going to be a high-scoring game. I think I would lean to the over as well, although it's 11.5 at Pinnacle, and at Heritage 11.5. I actually bet that one. The over at 11. The last game that they played went to 27 runs. The Leones de Yucatan, they're missing the heart of their order, but they still had a big offensive game yesterday, but I think it's going to matter that they're missing the heart of their order. And I thought that the Rieleros de Aguascalientes were going to be a good play here as a home dog. That's just a lean, though. At +105, I don't quite want to take it, but I definitely have a lean to a Rieleros de Aguascalientes at +105, and the over at 11. I bet at 11 -115. It's now up to 11.5. And the other games that I looked at that I considered were let's see. Other games that I considered, the Acereros del Monclova are absolutely rolling right now. I don't want to get in front of that train. I was thinking that Olmecas de Tabasco might have some value as a home dog, but the Acereros are like 12-1 right now. So I'm not gonna get in front of that one. And the other games I tried to get some information on, couldn't quite find too much that made me want to, that I liked enough to actually make a bet. So I'm just going to have one bet tonight. Toros de Tijuana, -1, -210 on the money line, and +105 on the run line. And I would definitely have leans to the Aguascalientes at +105, and also to the over 11 or 11.5 in that game as well. Should be an offensive shootout, and I think that the Aguascalientes will come back and get a win in this one. And I was also thinking about that's right, there's one other play that I was thinking about, Piratas de Campeche against Tecolotes de los Herreros. And that I was leaning over on that one at 9 -115. But again, I don't quite have enough information to make that one an official pick. But that is definitely a lean, and I'm going to write that down and see if maybe even in Mexican baseball, my no balls plays are better than my official picks. I would not be, in fact, I would expect that. So just one official pick, Toros de Tijuana -1, and 3 leans, Aguascalientes +105, and the over in that one, and the over 9 -115 in Piratas de Campeche at home against Tecolotes de los Herreros. All right, that's it for Mexican baseball. See if any comments are coming in, if anyone agrees or disagrees. Mali Mal says, Pete will bet anything. Yes, as long as you give me 10 minutes to prep and an internet connection, I will bet anything. Absolutely. Not if I don't have an internet connection and 10 minutes to prep, though. Bill Buttlicker says, Tecolotes means owls. Really? Didn't know that. That's interesting. Nice. Jason Campbell, who does handicap this shit, says Monterrey -1.5 looks all right. Let me check that one. Monterrey, yes, a home favorite against Guerreros de Oaxaca. That was a game that I wanted to look into, but didn't have time to look into it. And, you know, just like in MLB, maybe I will have time later on and tweet out a play on this one if I look into it and like it. The Sultanes de Monterrey are -1.5, +120 right now at Pinnacle. And again, there are a bunch of major league players, former major league players on most of these teams, or all of them. So it's definitely a legit league and definitely pretty interesting to handicap. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in. Let me see. Any other comments coming in? Nope, nothing. People are talking about Major League Soccer, WNBA. And let's see. Shannon Donnelly says, Elasto Painters, classic Pete Loshak, nicely done. Yes, Shannon Donnelly, I'm doubling down. Do I recommend that you tail? Mildly. Yes, I do. In fact, yes, I do. I do think I have an edge. I did my research. I do actually think that I have an edge. Could be wrong, but I do think that I have an edge. All right, so that's it for Mexican baseball. Let me see. Jason Campbell says, I wouldn't say I handicap it, but their previous matches has been blowouts. Yeah, the problem is I actually had a tough time I had a relatively easy time finding articles that referenced stats in Mexican baseball, but I actually had a hard time finding an actual stats site, which would have made all of this a lot faster and a lot easier. Okay, and the other thing I couldn't find was weather information, but I think that it seems like there's just going to be a ton of runs in this series, the Aguascalientes against Yucatan. So I felt comfortable taking a bet on the over 11 in that one. All right, that's it for Mexican baseball. We're at 6:47 Eastern time, and I guess we can either wrap it up, or if you guys want, we can have a Q&A. What do you think? Should we have a Q&A? Because if we wrap it up, we are going to have the special psychedelic favorite part of this show that we all love. Yes, no, not now. Lucrative Larry does have a play, but I just want to see if there's any questions coming in. If any, a lot of people, ask questions, and I always say, I'd love to answer that. It's a good question, but I just don't have time to address it right now. That happens, 51 out of the 52 weeks of the year. This is the 1 week where we do actually have a little bit of extra time to answer whatever questions you might have about sports betting theory, Kelly criterion, the Poisson, the Poisson calculators, all that kind of thing. Once again, we are coming to you from sportsbookreview.com. Check out sportsbookreview.com to read about any and all sportsbooks in existence right now. SBRodds.com, of course, is a free customizable line service. SBRforum.com, place where you can go and shoot the shit with other people who love sports betting. And, of course, the tools section at SBRpicks.com and at SBR Forum. Very, very useful. I personally use them myself all the time, and I highly recommend you go checking out the tools at the tools section at SBR Picks. I think if you click on SBR Picks, you will see all the way to the right of the navigation bar a link that says Tools. Click on that one, and it'll bring you to the page that has all the tools. They're very useful to use, and if you don't understand why one of the tools is useful, there are explanations for how to use them and explanations for the factors and the things that they help you figure out. And it can help you understand sports betting a little bit better. The descriptions and the tools in the tools section at SBR Picks. Okay, all right, let's see. Let me see. Ron Walsek, what were some of your worst bad beats? Well, I have told this story once. And I'll tell it again very, very quickly. This was early on. This is when I learned never to give picks ever, or you jinxed yourself. I had the worst beat, one of the worst beats that I ever had, and it was a friend of mine who, who probably shouldn't have been betting. He was a little bit of a compulsive guy. This is when I first started out, and what I was really good at when I first started out was college basketball, and particularly college basketball totals and second halves. So when I first started out, that's what I was good at, and I told him that, and he knew it and this and that. He was always asking me for picks, but I didn't want to give him picks because I knew that, I wasn't sure about my edges on every pick that I had, and I knew that if I did have an edge, we were talking about like a 54 or 55% edge, so, there was a 45% chance at best that I was giving him a loser. So, I didn't want to give him picks, but at one point in one of the seasons, I was doing my research and I realized that the Virginia Cavaliers had completely changed their style of play, and that they had drastically slowed down their style of play. And I was pounding the hell out of all of their unders, game in and game out. Their totals were just 10 to 15 points too high every single game, and the market had absolutely not caught up. So this guy was a friend of mine, hounding me for picks, and I said, all right, this is a play. I'm 100% sure of the factor that I'm seeing here. I know I have an edge. I know I'm going to be max betting it. So I was like, all right. So it was a game against Maryland, against the University of Virginia. And I think the total was like in the 150s, or when it opened, like the low 150s or the mid 150s. And I told him, all right, you want to play? Fine. Take the under in Maryland, Virginia. Bet it at 155 or 152 or whatever you get. Totally fine. Bet it at 152. So I told him to finally gave him one pick, and I'm sure you know what happened. In the end, my handicapping of the game was dead on. The final score at the end of regulation, 138 points, 69 to 69. So the game goes to overtime, and I'm sure you know what happens here. At the end of the first overtime, the game was still under, but it was tied. Second overtime, the game soars over. My friend had gone all in. He loses everything, and I didn't even lose that much on it because I had half my bet on the first half, which cashed. So I pretty much broke even on the game. It was a terrible bet. My other friend lost everything, and I was just like, all right, this is a sign from the universe. Just don't give out plays. But here I am at SBR now, giving out tons of plays every day and every week. So there you go. That's the best. The best bad beat story that comes to mind when you ask that question. I hope that was mildly interesting. True story, by the way. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in. Any other questions? And then we'll pull in Lucrative Larry. Let's see. Other comments. Other comments coming in. Let's see. The Real TC says Pete, BetOnline has minus 203 for what? For what? BetOnline minus 203 for what? I'm not sure who he's talking about. He might be talking about the Mexican League. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ron Walsek, were you a good student in NY, an advanced student? Complicated question. Complicated question there, Ron Walsek. Yes, I did go to Hunter. I did go to Hunter, son. Hell yeah. Did go to Hunter. But that's a long story. That's a complicated story, Ron Walsek. Flipper13, Peter, you still coming over for Thanksgiving? I would love to, except I'm probably just going to be catching up on sleep and cramming as much as I can for, NFL, college basketball, college football, and everything. But yes, I am definitely 100% serious that I would go to someone's house for Thanksgiving. Let's see. Jason Campbell says, what's the biggest you've ever betted? What's the biggest you've ever betted? Well, Jason Campbell, for lots of reasons, old timers in the industry, which I am. We like to talk units. For lots of reasons, you just don't mention actual betting amounts or bet sizes. Sometimes the guys behind the books, behind the counter, will say, "Yeah, we took a $50,000 bet on the Dodgers or whatever." But we just cannot reveal actual bet sizes. It's just not done. It's kind of like magicians. Just don't reveal their tricks or whatever it is. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Randy Lockhart says, Pete, Bet365 has stats on Mexican baseball. Okay, thank you very much, Randy Lockhart. I will check that out. I will check that out for sure. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Michael Lunday says, I know I speak for everyone. We appreciate your picks and research, Pete. Thank you so much, Michael Lunday. It is a grind. I do my best, trying just to make the best possible internet sports betting content that I possibly can. Whether it's gold, silver, nickel, whatever it winds up being, it's fine. It's not always going to be internet gold, although once in a while we do reach those heights. All right, let's see. Other comments here. Let me see. Flipper13 I had a worse beat than that. Many worse. LOL. Yeah, that's just the one that comes to mind, Flipper13. That's just the one that always comes to mind. And that's the other thing is that, what constitutes a bad beat? I talk about this with Jimmy the Bag all the time. Just because you lose a bet in the bottom of the ninth does not necessarily mean that it was a bad beat. You know what I mean? If you were betting against the Houston Astros or the New York Yankees with a bad bullpen, it depends on the line. It depends on the odds you got. It depends on the situation. But just because there's a fluky play or a last minute play does not necessarily mean it was a bad beat. But yes, anytime you're killing unders and you have an under and it goes into double overtime and only barely goes over, that is almost certainly counts as a bad beat. But not always. Just because something fluky happens at the end of the game does not necessarily mean it counts as a bad beat. All right. Let's see. Other comments coming in here. Any questions? Oh yes, there is also there's a rugby game. Oh yeah, I think it goes before tomorrow morning's game though. Before tomorrow morning's show. I think so. Yes, let me check. I wanted to look at that one. The Eels are playing in the Australian Rugby League. Yes, the Parramatta Eels against the Canterbury Bulldogs. Yeah, it goes in the morning. All right. The Eels are -2.5, and the total is 38.5. I definitely wanted to get to that one, but I missed it. All right, I'll have to look at the Friday games. There are Friday games that are going off, and I'll try to get to that one tomorrow then. Let's see. Colin P. says, I'm on the Para Eels too, but thinking of going 13+. Okay. A lot of people liking the Eels. Kyle Jack. Jason Campbell, I like the Eels as well. Kyle Jack says I think Jason Campbell. Yes, I'll give you a few leans tonight. Parramatta -2.5 and over 37.5. Both teams have nothing to play for as their finals hopes are over. Parramatta will be looking to bounce back. Okay. Jason Campbell and others liking the Parramatta Eels in the NRL Rugby League, currently -2.5, and he likes the over at 37.5 or 38.5, just the under at Pinnacle. Thanks so much. I love rugby. I would love to have more time to bet that one as well. All right, yes, Jason Campbell, I'm writing it down. I might even tail it. Parramatta -2.5 and the over 37.5. And the over 37. But Bill Butler says, I love this guy. Fucking lucrative Larry. I love this guy, Bill Butler. By the way, Bill Butler in the morning show. When you asked me the G-spot question, and I said, don't ask me questions like that, I was obviously kidding. I was just saying that for the purposes of the shtick that I was doing at the time. By all means, feel free to ask me any question that ever comes to your mind. I completely respect the creative process that you have going on in your mind when it comes to questions and jokes. So no matter how juvenile or how disgusting a question comes into your mind, by all means, ask it. I was absolutely not implying that you should censor yourself with the questions and comments that you have in the comment section going forward. Love you, man. Cheers to Bill Butlicker, says Colin P. I like the eels as well. Bill Butlicker says eels is delicious. Eels are delicious. All right, let's see. Let me see. Stephen Allah says, yo, I've eaten eel before, but only in Italy. Okay, let me just see if there's any comments that are important, and then Larry is coming in. Let me just make quickly, just scanning. Marco Lou says, Pete is your quote-unquote friend still living. Wondering what you're referring to there, Marco Lou. A little bit more specific, an interesting question. Marco Lou asked, Pete is your friend still living? Interesting question, Marco Lou. Not exactly sure if you're referring to what I'm thinking you're referring to. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what else we have here. We'll see what else do we have here. Ron Walsek, would you appear in a documentary for a cheap price? Shit. I'd pay to be in a documentary. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Marco Lou says, Pete, are you superstitious? Hell yeah. But I don't think it's, I don't consider it to be superstitious. I just consider it to be having respect, having tremendous respect for all the aspects of reality that we could be aware of and aren't aware of yet, and also the other massive, infinite aspects of reality that we couldn't possibly be aware of. So my short answer to that one, Pete, are you superstitious? Yes. Let's see. What else do we have here? Coming in. And that is it. Bam. That's it. Now it comes to our favorite part of the show and yours, the most psychedelic part of this show, a nice little psychedelic segment that was introduced that I didn't quite understand what was going on to start. Now I get it, and I love it. Lucrative Larry's Play of the Future, Play for Tomorrow. Lucrative Larry's Play for Tomorrow. Lucrative Larry, welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing, pal?
Hi, Mr. Peter.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good?
I won yesterday.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow. Nice. High five. Nice job.
Yes.
So was your record updated?
Yes.
So you're up like, what are you up like 3-4 units now?
I'm like 4 units up.
Oh, man.
That is great. I love sports.
Larry.
I'm heading to the UEFA Europa League. I'm taking the under 2.5 goals at -133 at Bet365. I'm taking Riga FC versus CSKA Sofia. Under 2.5 goals.
Okay, great.
Can I give a plug for my website?
Please go ahead.
For all your birthdays, 15 años and bodas, call me at 505-8319-3600.
All right, you got me on that one. That was a good one. Can I give a plug for my website?
Research
awesome.
Before you bet.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much. Lucrative Larry's Play of Tomorrow. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday morning, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks so much. See you then.